And who in the hell is this? This is brand new music I've never heard before. And oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is Jim Jocko. Completely changed. I mean, his tag team partner Roscoe Jenkins was drafted from Mpwf War last week to Annihilation, and now Jim Jocko in completely new attire with a t-shirt that says, what does it say? Dig the hair food. That doesn't even make sense. Jim Jocko missing out the L on the word fool, and now who's the real fool there? But Jim Jocko coming out, no longer dancing like an idiot. He's brand new theme music. Lemonade Please by Sam Adams.
Sam Adams! Come on!
I mean, this is a shock. The crowd here booed the hell out of Jim Jocko, and you can't blame him whatsoever. This guy looks like an idiot with his guile haircut and his tennis hat he's wearing. But Jim Jocko thinks that he looks like wow, I can't even speak right now. Jim Jocko believes that he looks like the freshest person on Mpwf War. And I mean, that's down for debate. You can take that the way you see it or have that the way you want it. That's up to you. But Jim Jocko picking up a microphone, and I don't think this is going to go well at all. And Jim Jocko just called himself the Millennium Foo with the sick do. That's the dumbest catchphrase I've ever heard in my life, but Jim Jocko believes it's good, and so I don't believe Jim Jocko in this microphone. Jim Jocko believes that he deserves a shot at the World's Heavyweight Championship. Now, with all the situation that's going down with the Princes of Darkness, I don't think that Jim Jocko is anywhere close to a world title match. And holy crap, his opponent tonight is a protector of the Mpwf Apollo. Good luck for Jim Jocko tonight, because I have a feeling that he's going to get absolutely destroyed in this matchup. I mean, Jim Jocko saying that he's going to beat whoever he faces next. And well, the man that's coming out right now is newly drafted superstar Apollo. And Apollo is a dangerous man, and he will destroy anyone inside the ring. Apollo is by far one of the most legit superstars here in the Mpwf. I can tell you right now that sooner than later he is going to be a top contender for the World Championship. Now, don't knock Jim Jocko's athleticism. Jim Jocko is a highly competitive athlete, but I don't think you want to be talking down a superstar like Apollo, especially with the dumb catchphrases that you were using. But this crowd here tonight in Nashville, Tennessee are going absolutely crazy for the protector, as this is be the protector's first match as an Mpwf War superstar. So all I gotta say is let's hit the ringside and get ready for this matchup. And here we go, Jim Jocko versus Apollo. And now Jim Jocko getting right in the face of Apollo and taunting. And now he's pop locking, dropping it in front of Apollo, snapping the fingers, and Apollo just knocking him on his ass. And like I said, that wasn't the best move by Jim Jocko. Jim Jocko rolling to the outside the ring. And I don't even know where this. Why is Jim Jocko being this arrogant outside the ring? Jim Jocko is dancing on the outside of the ring. Apollo telling him to get back inside, and Jim Jocko now walking around the outside the ring, doesn't want to get in the ring with Apollo. And again, I guess you can't blame him for that sense. But why would you want to aggravate a man the size of Apollo? Jim Jocko there with a thumb to the eye on the apron. And Jim Jocko now with an advantage against Apollo. And now going for what is this? Nice move there by Jim Jocko as he knocks down Apollo. Going for the cover. And Apollo, that wasn't even a 1 count. Jim Jocko didn't even get a 1 count in that exchange. Jim Jocko now throwing Apollo into the turnbuckle. There's a drop kick. And Jim Jocko kneeing him in the face. Now Jim Jocko cannot let go of Apollo. He has to stay on him. And that's what Jim Jocko is doing right now. And Jim Jocko there with a throat break knocking down Apollo. And I'm quite surprised right now. And this is what I'm saying. Don't question the athleticism of Jim Jocko, because he does know how to get that done in the ring. He is a 2-time Mpwf Tag Team Champion. Jim Jocko now running it back off the ropes and walks right into a sidewalk slam there by Apollo. Like I said, Apollo is not amused by Jim Jocko one bit. And now he has him up here, and look at this. Look at the strength of Apollo. That double-handed choke slam. And Jim Jocko is now in some serious trouble as Apollo now showing off his muscles. I mean, Jim Jocko, he's pretty jacked, but he is no way near the size of Apollo. And there's a huge boot to the face. And look at this. Apollo now Irish whip, sending the foo into the turnbuckle. Now next clothesline there by Apollo. And again, I want to understand why Jim Jocko came up with that catchphrase. I mean, all week he must have been coming up with those catchphrases to come out here tonight to say them. And then they haven't meant anything, as Apollo is now pounding the hell out of Jim Jocko. Jim Jocko, I mean, with his underhanded tactics, he was able to kick this match off in a good way, and he needs to try and get back to that once again if he expects to defeat Apollo. As Apollo now working at the arm of Jim Jocko, and I'm not quite sure why Apollo would work at the arm. He wanted to work it maybe so Jim Jocko couldn't hit the jock drop, maybe. I'm not too sure. So that's Apollo's prerogative, but that's a huge back suplex there, folded Jim Jocko up like an accordion. And again, both men looking to try and get momentum heading into MPWF Backlash. There's a nice shoulder block knocking down Jim Jocko again, as Apollo, it seems, is just toying with Jim Jocko here. And now what's this here? It's, oh, what a boot to the face. Just snapping back Jim Jocko's head. And now Apollo picking Jocko up. And ladies and gentlemen, Apollo is now going for the sit-down powerbomb. The halls of Athens shall fall as Jim Jocko hits the mat. And I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. There is absolutely no way Jim Jocko is kicking out of this. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. And that was short and sweet. And Apollo picks up the victory in his first matchup here on Mpwf War. And I mean, now you can check the replays here of Apollo kicking the crap out of Jim Jocko here. And it starts with this double-handed chokeslam. I mean, just look at the impact of these moves by Apollo. Watch this boot to the face as Jim Jocko's face snaps back. And then here is the devastating sit-down powerbomb that he is used to destroy many opponents. And Jim Jocko was no exception on this night. But I mean, you heard earlier about Ricky Cash, and Ricky Cash certainly isn't happy about Apollo. And like I said before, I don't know if Ricky Cash can even do anything about Apollo, with Apollo being as destructive as that inside the ring. And Apollo victorious, referee Monument Fly now raising his hand in victory. I mean, we talked about Brian Barbados going back to the drawing board. Jim Jocko's going to have to go back to school in general. Jim Jocko just got destroyed right there. I mean, don't think that's going to knock Jim Jocko's ego. He will be back next week with more catchphrases and more ways to insult his opponent. So don't worry, Jim Jocko will be back in action. But tonight he was not able to defeat Apollo at all. And Apollo now trash talking Jim Jocko, and in a sense you can't blame him. And wait, there's Ricky Cash, and Ricky Cash attacking Apollo from behind. Ricky Cash taking a cheap shot, attacking Apollo. I said Ricky Cash was not happy. I mean, Ricky Cash started a fight, and what the hell is Jim Jocko doing? Jim Jocko joining Ricky Cash in trash talking. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, wow, and it's just been added to MPWF Backlash. A match has just been made that Ricky Cash will take on Apollo in singles competition at Backlash. Now that's going to be a hell of a fight. These two faced each other last year in MPWF SummerSlam, the MPWF Championship. It's almost a year later, and they're still feuding with each other. That's intense. But how about Lethal Mathematics, who will challenge the Goth Society for the MPWF Tag Team Championships at Backlash? Lethal Mathematics won the Tag Team Series, and now he must choose a tag team partner to accompany him to face the Goth Society to try and win the tag team title. And how about this huge women's rivalry we saw Yoshiharu Atari and Chandrella Johnson fighting in the crowd earlier tonight? Atari defends her women's championship against Johnson at Backlash, and that's going to be a hell of a matchup. And this war between these two women is starting to get a little intense. And this has also been added to the card as well. Richard Hawkins faced Tommy Douglas in a hell of a matchup tonight. And Richard Hawkins, being a sore loser, attacked his friend, took his friend out after the matchup. Richard Hawkins has not won a match since bragging rights, and that is obviously infuriating him. And the World Heavyweight Championship matchup, Bryan Adams will face Helios Christ, and this one is definitely getting personal as Helios Christ tries to make the darkness take over. Can Bryan Adams stop him? I have no idea, but ladies and gentlemen, the theme song for this event will be Locked Inside by Mercy Drive. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time to start off our main event of the evening as Bryan Adams goes one-on-one with Systematic Carnage. And Bryan Adams has already got himself involved tonight when he took out Satos from the Tag Team Series. He attacked him during his entrance, and then he powerbombed Satos off the stage. As Bryan Adams didn't come to mess about, he's going to take out the Princes of Darkness one by one if he has to. He wants Helios Christ one-on-one in the ring for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Christ cashed in Money in the Bank on Bryan Adams, and Bryan Adams believes that's the coward's way to win the World's Heavyweight Championship. Now I find that quite contradictory, because Bryan Adams was fighting for Money in the Bank early on in the year. But hey, what can you do about that? Bryan Adams won the World's Heavyweight Championship, and he has definitely evolved as a person since winning that championship. He is the most improved superstar of 2010 is Bryan Adams. I mean, no one improved like him. He was a part of Michelle's Boys. His name, he used to be a number. He used to be #1, and he is now a former world champion. He wants that World Heavyweight Championship back. I mean, if anyone can defeat Helios Christ, it is this man right here, Bryan Adams, because he was the one who defeated Christ for the World Championship in the first place. But hang on a second, we're backstage here, and there's Zack Ryder. And that's Brian Adams' best friend. Oh wait, Helios Christ attacking Zack Ryder from behind. Helios Christ assaulting Zack Ryder. Exactly what Brian Adams did to Satos. Helios Christ taking out his best friend. And now Systematic Carnage heading to the outside of the ring. And Brian Adams running to the... Oh, right. And now here's an altercation between these two. Brian Adams trying to save his friend. Systematic Carnage attacking him. And ladies and gentlemen, this main event may not even start. These guys are attacking each other in the ring. They have to get inside for this matchup to begin. And these two are just going at it on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading for one last break.